James Ernest, Grill and Truth Radio Network, here with Jazz, professional wrestler. So, Jazz, do you miss basketball?
No and yes. I do miss the sport. I miss playing it, but I don't think I can run up and down the court right now for a full game.
Where did you have the scholarship to for basketball?
Actually, it was a junior college. It was set up. I was going to go to JUCO first and then go to Delta State afterwards. But due to, that was my first ACL tear, due to that, and I just decided to give up basketball like a dummy. But, we all have regrets. That's the one thing I do regret, that I didn't stay in college and finish off, playing basketball. But other than that, it was a good experience. I had fun, partied a lot. No, I'm kidding. No, it was nice.
The way I understand it, you're also celebrating 10-year anniversary this year.
I'm celebrating who?
10 years, you and Rodney.
No, of being married or
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
No, way more than that.
Oh, okay. That was probably,
Yes.
I was thinking because the girls were 2008, some reason I was thinking.
Yeah, Rodney and I got married like in 2000.
Oh, wow, nice.
Yeah, but we've been together since 1997.
Okay, so yeah,
98.
20 years, awesome, yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say, especially wrestling, that's a huge accomplishment because it seems
It is. It hasn't been easy now. I don't think it was a perfect world. No, it wasn't, but we held it on in there because we did, come to an agreement, and when we first started and said we would not allow wrestling to tear us apart, and, we stuck with it.
That is impressive because, you think of the couples in wrestling.
I know, they don't last.
Yeah, there's
They don't last.
one I can think of that's still together.
And who's that?
Oh, the Lebecs, or whatever, however you say Triple H's real name.
Yeah, and Booker T and his wife.
Oh, yeah, Charmel, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know, but we were married before them, though. We were married before Triple H and Stephanie.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got a few years over as far as being married.
Definitely. But when you think back to a lot of the couples, Savage and Elizabeth, Luke and Elizabeth,
I know.
P and Kimberly, it usually doesn't work out, but that's awesome.
It doesn't, yeah. They have a saying that the boys, they're allowed at least a six-pack, so you're allowed to get married at least 6 times.
I think Flair's actually trying to achieve that one.
Yeah, exactly. Prime example right there, right?
So how'd you all meet originally?
We met, I was training with Junkyard Dog, and Rodney was just coming back from Arkansas college football, and he was starting to train. And we hooked up training. Basically, we were just good friends, because we both were striving for the same thing. He's the one that got me into the gym, working out and all that. And I guess one thing just led to another, and then we just got together and been together ever since.
So what kind of trainer was JYD?
He was a trainer that he really taught us the business side of it more so than a headlock and a top wrist lock, because we went to shows with him and he taught us, how to protect yourselves and how to make money, in the indies, selling your merchandise, and when you're out in public or you're out doing an autograph signing or whatever, say for instance, because we were in Louisiana, if you're doing a parade or something, make sure you're being seen and heard. Because he has this saying, closed mouth won't get fed. So he's always, make sure you're seen and heard when you're out doing things. So that's the one thing he taught us. And also, and if someone's got your picture on a flyer promoting a show, then you're obligated to get paid.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say if you're part of the advertisement, you're part of what's the draw. You should definitely be there.
Yes. Because I remember one time somebody had him on a poster for a show and hadn't called him to book him, and he went over there and he got his money.
Dang right.
Oh yeah.
So your other trainer was Rod Price.
Yes. Then Rod Price stepped in once Junkyard Dog left. He stepped in, and that's who taught me how to work a little bit. Rod taught me, the basics and all that, and all my groundwork. Rodney taught me all my groundwork.
Was your school named after kind of an homage to the Junkyard Dog, with it being the dog pound?
Yes and no. We most definitely try to teach our students the business, and we talked a lot. We took them in as our kids because a lot of them was a lot younger, and the ones that were older, we still took them in underneath our wings, and we got them all booked, so we pretty much traveled together. And we taught them the business, taught them how to wrestle, and we spoke. We told them the truth about the business. Not everybody's gonna make it, but don't let WWE be your focus point. There's other avenues of making money in this industry. So don't just think if you don't go to WWE, oh God, I didn't accomplish anything. Try to go to Japan. Just try to go overseas. And this is when it was really only Mexico and Japan and some Puerto Rico,
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have all this Ring of Honor and, all these other shows that are, kicking ass right now.
Yeah, they just launched a new one, actually, on Saturday, Ring Warriors on WWE.
Yeah, see, yes. And then now they have all the all-girl shows. I mean, wrestling is really, really doing extremely well right now. And the women is really dominating. Women's taking over wrestling.
Exactly.
Taking over.
I feel that your group, that you, Lita, Trish Stratus, Victoria, Molly Holly, Jacqueline, of course, played an important role in that.
Well, I mean, thank you. That's an honor to be recognized as one of those pioneers. But and we all fought hard because back then they used to tell us, oh, the men don't want to see the girls really wrestle. They don't want that. And, that's what we wanted to do. Like, no, we came here to wrestle. It wasn't, for damn sure I wasn't about, no bra and panty match, So we just fought hard to try to prove to them that we can work, We're just not a gimmick match.
Exactly. That you do legit, high quality performances, just like the men can do.
Exactly. And sometimes we were getting better ratings than the men. So that goes to show you. I know for a fact they told us that a couple of our matches I had with Trish, that some of our ratings were higher than some of the guys' matches. So that tells you a lot.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I was going to say, compared to some of the performers, you and Trish, I mean, stole the show at times, especially.
Yeah, I love working with Trish too because she was so over as a face, and made my job really easy. I just had to come out and just be mean and aggressive.
Awesome.
Made it extremely easy.
And then another one that you probably enjoyed working with a lot. What impact did you have on Jacqueline and she have on you, vice versa?
Well, you know what, Jacqueline, actually, she was the first person I ever had a match with. It only lasted 10 seconds, but she was my first opponent ever. This when she was in Memphis, that's where I'm originally from, Memphis. And she was in Miss Texas up there, and I hooked up with some people, and there was this guy that went by Reggie B. Fine. He was like, man, I'm bringing you to see Lawler and try to get you on some shows. And I was like, okay, cool. So he goes up there and he tells Lawler that I can wrestle. I'm like, dude, I can't freaking wrestle. He's like, well, hell, you booked now. So I'm like, okay. So I get there and I'm like, oh, shit. So she's like, "What can you do?" I'm like, "Girl, I can't do anything. Nothing." So got out there and hey, I gave her 10 damn good seconds. And it was hilarious because afterwards, Laurie was like, "Man, you did a good job." I was like, "Really?" Okay. So I still today don't know what he meant by that, but I guess he's like sold or whatever.
Exactly.
Whatever she did to him, I guess I did my job for the night.
Exactly.
Which at the time I had no clue what that was.
Yeah, that's probably what it was. It was probably just the fact that you were willing to get the job and do the squash match. Where a lot of times people, when they come in, they think they're going to be the champ the first thing. So
yes, you have a lot of that. Yeah, that's sad these days. Oh yeah, and that's before I even hooked up with Rod or JYD, so I really had no clue of anything. Just really, really trying to get my foot wet. And my original goal was to be a manager, a valet. I didn't even want to wrestle. And they told me, "Kid, if you want to make money in this business, you're going to have to wrestle." And I was like, "Really?" So yeah, I was like, "Okay, well, I'll do what I got to do." So that's when I started training, moved to Louisiana and started training.
Speaking of Impact, your group, the Impact Players, were one of the more underrated stables, I would say.
Yes. Especially when I first got there. Later on out there, everybody kept getting signed. We got bumped up to, main events and stuff like that. But, yeah, I enjoyed working with them. I mean, because, well, honestly, when I first got there, I was still so freaking green, and to have 5 people out there, they all got a damn spot to do was like the hardest thing ever for me. I was like, oh my God, you can't miss your cue. Everybody had something to do, but it was fun. That was the birth of jazz. When I got with ECW, so I'm forever ever gonna have highly respect for anyone in ECW, no matter what. Excuse me, I've been fighting a cold for a while.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Yes, but yeah, I'll always give ECW props for the birth of jazz, because they gave me my first, big opportunity. So. Yes.
Yeah, what were those early days like in ECW? I know it was the end of ECW, but I mean, your early career.
Yeah, it was so much fun. I mean, because everyone was there. It was like a family. I've said on a couple of interviews, we get to the building, you hug and kiss on the cheek every night, and we knew everybody was going to work. You're going to do something that night. I don't give a damn if it just come out and take a bump, or come out and just whatever. You was going to get a chance to come out and do something. That's what I liked about ECW. Everybody there had an opportunity to perform each night at each show.
Exactly. I was going to say that's one of the problems, it seems like, nowadays with the rosters on certain shows being so darn big, that there are people that are showing up and not getting
on the shelf. They're just sitting up on the shelf, just just sitting there, just waiting for their turn.
Yeah, because that's got to be frustrating, making the trip and then not.
Yeah, I can imagine. Like when I was there, I mean, I would only sit out a little bit if I was injured, but even then, it was so aggravating. You just couldn't wait until you got back in there. And then what was so bad on my behalf was I was on top each time I got injured, so I was like, geez. So
exactly. You work your way back up to the main program, the main event kind of thing, and then unfortunately health issues.
Yep. That's the nature of the beast, I guess. Mm-hmm.
And then from there, you went to OVW, and you went right from OVW to the Survivor Series 6-Pack Challenge for the women's title.
Yes. OVW, they sent me out there. They was like, well, you haven't been in the ring in a while. Just go there and get a little ring dust off you, ring rust off you, and to get you up there pretty soon. So I just, hey, okay, whatever I need to do. And basically, I went down there and we went to training every day, but I could never actually wrestle because Cornette actually did TV out there. So I was never in an angle because he's serious about his angles now. He got a storyline going. He's like, don't fuck with his storyline. So I was basically there just training every day and going to the shows and, just, cheering for my fellow teammates, basically. Just watching them.
I can imagine he's quite a passionate fellow when it comes to things like that.
Yeah, he is. He's like, Jazz, I want to use you, but hell, I don't want to do nothing. And then they pull you up and right in the middle of my damn storyline. So I was like, it's all good. I don't mind. I'll wait till it's my turn. And then when they brought me up for the Survivor Series, I was like, there we go. It's my time.
Exactly.
Gotta go out there and shine.
Going to the big time.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on OVW celebrating 1,000 shows?
I thought that was awesome. I mean, OVW, when I was there, that's when all your big dogs were there. I mean, your Brock Lesnar's, Randy Orton, Batista, Cena. Mm-hmm. I was out there with, all the top guys now, I was there with them, so it was fun. Everybody did their part, as far as shows, going to shows, setting up the ring, setting up the arena for the show, breaking it down, everybody paid their dues. Nobody was better than anyone else. Everybody had to get their hands dirty, so yeah, it was all good.
What are your thoughts on the new ownership with OVW with Al Snow taking over?
I love Al Snow. So I'd imagine they're out there having a blast and learning, and I'm sure he's teaching them exactly what Vince would want them to show everyone, his style TV,
Mm-hmm.
Because it's so different from working an independent show and then going to TV taping, especially like for WWE. It's really different. As compared to like Ring of Honor and all of that, it's really different. So
yeah, I heard that was one of the issues they had with that All In show recently, that there were some people that weren't used to having a camera on them, so they didn't look at the hard cam side or something. Yeah. Yes. So that's all. Those are some of the things that you learn while you in developmental. That's why they send you there, to get you prepared for TV. That's the whole purpose for it. And it's not saying that you can't wrestle. It's just to prepare you for their TV style of wrestling. It's more of a fast-paced style of wrestling. You can't get out there and mess with the one little bald-headed man with 2 teeth in his mouth. You can't get out there and rag on him all night and waste time. No, it's you got to get in there and get the job done and tell the story and get the job done in a matter of sometimes 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minutes. Exactly. You got to go straight into the
yeah.
You don't get that opportunity to work the crowd and get the heat. Yeah.
Yeah, and the time click from the time you walk through the curtain. Time starts clicking right then and there.
How did your generation break that glass ceiling to get those the more mainstream matches for the women?
Well, I think it took Fit Finley had a lot to do with that. He wasn't about those foo-foo fee-fee matches or whatever you want to call them. He and I guess he saw that he had potential of the girls that could deliver that type of matches, so he gave it to us. He put it on us, and we had to go out there and deliver. And that was my style of wrestling anyway, coming from ECW, you know, so it was nothing for me to adjust. I just had to adjust to try to do everything in a timely manner in 5 minutes, you know, a 5-minute match, you know, try to tell the story, insert your character in, you know, like that's a lot to do in 5 minutes, but we did it, and like I said, Finn had a lot to do with that. He pulled hard for the girls to have that opportunity to showcase that we can actually work, and so I thank him for that, and all the girls that was on the roster with me, and because we, like I said, we all fought for the same thing. We wanted to wrestle. We didn't want to be, you know, eye candy. We wanted to wrestle.
What was the biggest difference? Because you were there with the change from WWF to WWE. Was it just a name change, or were there actual differences?
I think it was just a name change. Nothing really changed to me. It didn't. From my time there, nothing really changed. You know, that's when that's when Vince bought out everybody. WCW, ECW. So it was just, you know, more people there.
I mean, were they putting any more emphasis on the entertainment aspect of it than the actual wrestling, or was it still kind of, like you said, was it still pretty much the same?
I think it was still the same. I think that word had to do more as for legal aspects of the business. I don't think it had nothing to do with, you know, how we perform or anything. I think that was just something on the legal end of it.
So how was the treatment for the world champ at that time? The women's world champ?
You know, honestly, I got treated well. The only thing I would say negative about the whole thing was that, like, they never gave me any freaking merchandise, you know? I never had T-shirts. I didn't get an action figure. I mean, that's the only thing I would say negative about being the women's champion. But other than that, you know, hell, everybody wants the gold, right?
Exactly. Yeah, so I kind of get the shirts because with being a heel, most of it, but no action figure? Wow.
Yeah, no action figure. But nowadays, everybody has freaking merchandise.
Exactly.
I mean, heel, face, I mean, it's
oh, definitely.
You know?
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, nowadays especially. But back in the early 2000s, they were kind of weird about it. But especially no action figure. Because, you got to have somebody for, you know, so you can interact, so the kids can play out their matches.
Exactly. And then that's part of you and your legacy of what, you know what I mean? Like, you got to have something to show for that, you know, yeah, this is what I did, this is what I accomplished, you know?
Tell us a little bit about Dirty South Championship Wrestling.
DCW?
Yep, DCW.
That's something we formed when we were no longer with WWE, and we decided to go home and start up our own school. It's just something that Rodney and I came up with, and with the Dog Pound deal. Because in the Indies, before we even went anywhere, you know, we used to have a gimmick similar to JYD's a little bit. But I was Rodney's manager, valet, whatever you want to call me, and we would actually bring one of our pit bulls to the show with us, and our pit bull would come out there with us to the ring. We incorporated our pit. Yeah. And I had a whistle, you know, we bark and howl and all that. So it's just who we are, and when we would, you know, we'd say a prayer before practice, a prayer after practice, and we always ended with Dog Pound. You know, so it was just our little thing, our little niche that we came up with, and we just stuck with it. Everybody seemed to like it, and again, you know, and we treated our students like, you know, they were our kids, you know, and that's, I think, every school should be. You know, you have to care about them. You know, it's more than just bumping and doing a headlock tonight. You know, if you got something going on in your life you need to talk about, you know, we was the mother, the counselor, the doctor, you know, we did it all. It was just a family.
What was the biggest difference between Dirty South and Down South? Because I know at one point you rebranded.
Well, we rebranded because someone stole the name and went and had it copyrighted, so we had to change it. Yeah. So we stuck with yeah. That was ridiculous. The guy who actually did it, he was just a mark, and he was just did it just being like a devil.
Yeah.
No good. He didn't do anything with the damn name. Baby ran 2 shows, you know. So we had to go and get ours, you know, copyrights and get ours legal. So can't steal the next name. So we just stuck with that.
So you got Panda Bears and you got that guy stealing names. That's no good.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, yeah. But life is good, you know?
That's good to hear.
Yeah, if I had to do anything over, I wouldn't change a thing. Honestly.
Did you enjoy the new ECW?
I did. I really, really did. But I don't think they didn't really want to accept what ECW was, what it was about. You know, we were different. You know, ECW was totally different from what Vince had ever done before, and it just was nothing that I don't think he really cared for ECW at all. I think he just probably went with that just to do something different, just because he had so many on the roster at that time. So he maybe just this is what I'm thinking. You know, Paulie and Tommy and all of them got in his ear, and you know, like, hey, try this, and that's how I visualize it. I actually don't know what happened, but at the end, how long did it last? A couple of months?
Yeah, it didn't last a long time.
No, it didn't last long at all. And then they had me on the shows, and I was getting a babyface pop, and they're like, "You're supposed to be a heel, you get babyface pops." I'm like, "Yep, this is ECW. Fuck, those are my people, you know." I can't help it.
I know what you mean, and it felt like they never gave it a real opportunity to be something different. It felt like more like heat or velocity as opposed to ECW.
Yeah, exactly. And he was gonna have it watered down so much anyway, so where it was never gonna be, you know, the original ECW. Regardless, he was not gonna allow that.
Exactly. Throwing out a zombie on there and Kelly weren't going to change it to anything in what ECW was, where
exactly
the intensity level of the matches. I mean,
exactly the style of matches. I mean, just everything about ECW. Vince would never go for it. Anything about ECW, Vince would never go for it. Never, because ECW was like, do whatever the hell you want. You know what I mean? So, say whatever the hell you want, do whatever the hell you want. So, you know that's not happening under Vince's.
Nah, they do everything you can imagine very scripted. And
yes. I mean, think of the Dudleys and, you know, Sabu. I mean, God forbid. No, never.
So, tell us about your dream match. If you could fight anybody in the history of wrestling, who would be that dream match?
Oh, wow. You know what? I never thought about that. My dream match. I would have to say probably Medusa, China. Who else? I would like to have a match with Ronda Rousey. Honestly, a wrestling match, yes.
Yeah, that would be an interesting one. I was going to say, that's still a possibility. Let's see, because unfortunately, Joni's no longer with us.
Yeah, she's no longer with us.
And,
No.
Was it Medusa? Were you thinking more like WWE Medusa, or more like WCW Medusa?
WCW Medusa.
Yeah, she was a lot more intense there, and then she was beating up JR, and she was awesome.
Yes. Yeah, she was. And I love her now. She's hilarious.
Nice.
I love her. Mm-hmm. But those would probably be the top three if I had to name anyone. It would be a dream match, you know. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it would probably be those three.
What are your thoughts on Ronda Rousey and just how she's taken to women's wrestling?
I think she's doing a good job for the time frame that she's had to prepare for that stage. You know, she's doing a good job. Because, I mean, they kind of like just kind of thrown her in there pretty fast, but she's taking it, you know, like a champ and getting the job done. But I can see her in the next couple of years, like, really being really, really good.
Exactly. She just needs to get that experience and the more training with it.
More reps, more reps, you know, on the entertainment side of it, you know. Once she finds herself, who she is in WWE, she's going to be unstoppable. She's still trying to figure out who she is in that ring, you know. That's not the cage, you know. So you're not going there to literally beat the hell out of somebody. You know, you got to make somebody look just as good as they want. You know, you make them look as good as you want them to make you look.
Exactly.
So once she really gets that, and like I said, get the entertainment side of it down, she's gonna be good.
What's your current touring schedule like?
Right now, my main focus is the NWA right now. And I'm trying to work my ass off so I can continue to hold on to that title. You know, I want it to be my legacy. You know, I'm hoping they work with me, you know, pretty fair and let me, you know, defend that title more than once. You know what I mean? Because I think I can really make that women's title mean something.
Exactly. I could see them doing something like what they did with AJ there for a while with his TNA days, where you have to go to other promotions and defend your belt and really put it on a pedestal.
Exactly. I think I have enough credibility to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like to really. Tonight I'm not talking in character because a lot of time when I'm in character, when I do interviews, they take it and turn it into their own words some kind of way. So I'm like, tonight I'm just gonna be calm, cool, and collective, and discuss everything that we talk about in a calmly manner. Because I like to be like, I want to be jazz. I prefer being jazz when doing my interviews, but it seems like when I do that, I always, you know, change my words around and turn to something negative. And you're gonna have people talk about you, good or bad, but you know what I'm saying? It's like I'm not a douchebag. I don't want people to think I am. But then again, you know, I really shouldn't give a damn what they think. You know, and I really don't care. I really don't. Personally, I really don't care. But you know how this business is, you know. Well, she said this and she thinks this, so we ain't gonna book her, or we're not gonna use her. So, you know what I really did, what I've been doing lately is working some of the younger girls, giving them some experience of working, you know, someone that's been there, that's been to Mania. You know, and I try to work with them, and I try to teach them less is more. Don't go out there and kill yourself. You know, it's like, I've never done half the moves that they've done, and I've been in business 20 years. I'm like, you know, like, preserve your body for longevity. That's what I try to show and teach every girl that I work with. Like, if you're in this business for the long haul, you need to not do every big move in one match. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like,
you got to work smart.
Yeah, that's, you want to do one big thing, and then if there's only 50 people in the crowd, don't even do that one big thing, show them, just do something else to get it, the big pop at the end or something. Like, save that, and most of all, save your body. Jesus Christ.
Exactly. That's one of those things I've never understood. On one hand, you want to, entertain the crowd, but on the other hand, you're right. I mean, sometimes, those stories of, they went out and there were just, like you said, 50 people in the crowd, and they're hitting each other with light bulbs and
exactly.
and all kinds of
craziness.
There's no reason. Exactly.
And you go out there and you're supposed to work your ass off no matter if there's one person or 100,000, but still be smart about it. You know what I mean? Exactly. You can be smart about it. And that's what I try to teach these young girls when I get the opportunity to work with them. To try to teach them. So let's go out there and let's have an old school match and watch. The match is going to get over just as much as if you go out there and do 50 moves. And you try to tell them, you're giving me all these finishers and I'm kicking out. So what is that doing?
It means the finisher ain't anything. It
waters it look like shit or making me look like a bad mother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. So I know what you mean. Yeah, if you're trying to sell someone as being indestructible, it's great. Or but if it's just a regular match, there's no point in giving away.
Exactly, there's no point. Exactly, because majority of the time I'm just going for a spot show. I'm not going for it to be involved in the storyline. So unless we're going to tell a story here for the next 6 weeks or next 6 months or whatever, then we can build up to something. But we're not going to go here one night only and, tell a 6-month story or a 6-week storyline in one match. Like, you can't.
Exactly.
And it doesn't make sense. And then you got to work around the type of crowd you're entertaining as well. Because, like, if you're working in the South, they can't follow, like, Ring of Honor. They can't follow that. They used to just work in holes. They want to boo, yay, They want that baby face to be getting beat down and can't wait till he come back and beat up and start bumping that heel. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's what they want. Now you go up on the East Coast and up north, it's totally different. They like that, that flying, high spots and stuff. They like that. But yet still, I feel that an old school match can get over just as well as one of those high flying spots matches. So it all depends who's in there and how you deliver it. If you're gonna go in there and act like you're just in practice, they're gonna shit on you. But if you go in there and you snug and you crisp and your shit is on point, they're gonna appreciate your work that you're giving them that night. They're gonna get into it.
And then, could you tell us a little bit about how your gym? The way I understand it, because you have the training school, but you also have like a regular gym that people exercise at?
We don't have that anymore. We let it go.
Oh.
Yeah, we let it go. A few years ago, we decided it was enough.
Because the way I understand it, you were giving back to the youth and had a lot of programs.
We had a boxing team. We was trying to get kids off the street, and just give them a place to come. And we tried to give back, and that's what we did. And sometimes people accept that, and sometimes people don't want to accept that. But we did pretty well with it. The kids had fun. I had a little club just for the teenagers to entertain them on weekends, give them a place to go. Kids under 18 and under, literally 18 and under.
Yeah.
So it was like it was a daycare on Saturday nights. But it gave them a place to go where they can have a little fun, and of course they would sometimes act out, but we would punish them and shut it down for the following weekend. If you want to fight, then we're not going to open. Don't come here to my place and fight. I mean, you guys live across the street from each other. You want to fight on the sidewalk. Don't come to my place of business and fight. But it was a fun time, and we still have some of those kids call us today, and let us know how they're doing in life, and we have a few successful stories with a couple of them. Well, quite a few of them. One now, he's going to school to be a minister. One of them went into the military, wanted to box. He boxed a little while in the military. So, it's, I figured I think we did a good job with some of those kids. And these are like, majority of them are all African American kids that were in, one parent home, so Rodney was a dad to most of them,
It probably feels really good to be able to, like you said, change lives and help impact those young people.
And that's who we are. That's why we always try to help the underdog. Always. Even in my job I had in Louisiana, we just moved to Texas here a couple of months ago, but in Louisiana I was a correctional officer. And I would always try to help the underdog. They're like, well, why you always get those guys to work with you? I'm like, because those are the ones that never had anyone to help them in the first place. That's why they're here. So I would get with them and talk to them and tell them, you got kids out there, so go home and be a daddy. Just don't be, baby daddy. Go home and be a father. You know what I'm saying? Like, be in your child's life. So you talk to them, try to teach them what not to do. Talk to them and let them know the mistakes that you made in life so they won't end up in your shoes coming to jail, in and out of jail throughout your whole entire life. You know what I mean? So I love working at the jail too, just because, just for that, just to talk to them and let them know. I was once in your shoes. I've never been to jail, but I've been close to going to jail. But look what I did. I decided to change my way of doing things, the crowd. I changed the group of people I was hanging around with, and I just made a big change in my life. And look what happened. I ended up in WrestleMania 18 and 19.
Nice. Which one of your matches? Because I can imagine that's pretty much one of the top ones. That, and then was it like a 3-woman team match?
Yeah, it was Trish. Well, go ahead.
That, and then there was one where you all were on a team. It was you, and then was it Victoria and someone in a different league, where you all did like a cup or a tournament? I'm trying to think of which. I ended up reading about it. It was because there was WrestleMania, obviously 18 and 19, and that was a 3-woman match. But there was also something about where you all were in a tournament, and it was you and 2 others. I think you, Victoria, and Jacqueline, that were part of a team that fought up several other women's stables.
God, I can't remember that. Oh my God. Yeah. I can't remember that one.
Yeah, it was one of the. Oh gosh, it was one of the other.
Pay-per-view.
It was one of the other promotions. It wasn't the WWE. It was it was one of the smaller promotions.
Oh, okay. You sure it was me?
Yeah, I thought it was you.
Like in a tournament?
Yeah, there was some type of like tournament or championship, like a cup or something. I'm trying to think of what that.
Oh, that's not the trios deal I did with Victoria and Mickie James.
It might have been that.
Yes. That was right before Mickie James went back up to make her return.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Victoria and Mickie and myself. Yes.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, I remember hearing that was a pretty exciting event.
Yeah, that was my first match back in years. I was like, oh my God, I wasn't in shape or anything. I was fat. I was like, oh God. But I couldn't turn that opportunity down to work with, Victoria and Mickie James. So I took the booking. I almost turned it down, but I was like, no, I'm going to go work with those girls.
Awesome.
I wish I could be on more shows with Victoria now. Victoria and I can have matches, man. It's like, I don't know what the hell. People don't book us on the same shows so we can work one another.
Exactly. That would make some really good matches, I would think.
Yeah. I'm a huge fan of a lot of these girls out here. I would love to work, man. Some of those girls from Lucha Underground. It's like, I would just love to work them.
Exactly.
Yeah. These girls are kicking ass out there, man. I want to get a little rub, you know?
I know what you mean. Getting in there and working with the current crop and
exactly.
Being able to help each other out. You showing them some things, them being able to just get back in the mix of things.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool. You know, I would love it.
I was going to say I don't want to end on a down note, but I do want to ask you about the class action lawsuit. How's that progressing?
I just read today that nothing's going on with that anymore. I just found that out maybe an hour and a half before you called.
Oh, wow.
I saw it on Facebook. Yeah.
So since that's no longer going on, is there a possibility of...
Who knows? I mean, you never know how they think up there. You never know. They may say, oh, it's over now, let's call. Or they may say, you know what, fuck her. She tried to sue us, fuck her. So...
I know what you mean.
You never know. But hey, my life is still going on.
Exactly.
You know? I got kids. I don't think I could handle, being on the road like that anyways. I can't be away from my girls like that.
I wasn't suggesting, go back on a full time, but say, for example, next year when they do the Royal Rumble, it would be nice to see you as one of those,
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how things progress and.
Or get you on the video game or your action figure that you didn't get.
Yeah, give me something, god dang it. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, we'll see, In this business, you can never say never. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know.
Very true.
You never know.
Exactly.
So, I never say, well, I'm not going to do this, or this is never going to happen.
Or they'll throw out the R word, retired, and we're like, really? Does anybody ever really retire in pro wrestling?
Exactly. I think I will retire eventually, though. I really will. And I'm going to do a retiring tour.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
Yeah, I will. Eventually. I don't know when, but eventually I will.
Well, hopefully not anytime soon.
Well, let's hope not. No, right now I'm feeling pretty good, Back in the gym, full-time, working out. I'm feeling pretty good, so... I'm just trying to see what they're going to do with this NWA thing and how that's going to work out with me.
Oh, definitely. Well, we wish you
focus on that for a little while.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, such a historical, traditional organization. That's,
Because I'm the first African-American woman that ever held that title.
Wow. Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, I figured with their history, there would have...
We'll see. We will see.
Well, hopefully they do it the right way. If fans are wanting to follow you on social media and the web, where's the best places to learn more about jazz?
I'm on Facebook with my shoot name, Carlene Begnaud. Twitter is phenom_jazz. For bookings, you can get me with an email at book.phenomjazz@gmail.com. Sorry, I got a little tongue twisted there.
Nice. It happens.
Yeah.
But we definitely appreciate being on the show today.
I appreciate you calling me, and I appreciate you working with my time schedule, too.